Why did you name the company Fusion?
Well, it was 1984. And there was no Fusion group in 1984. There was no Fusion comedy. There was no Fusion plumbing. There was no Fusion energy consultants. There was no Fusion. Nobody heard the word. So I was sitting at the dinner table saying to myself on a nice San Francisco afternoon watching the fog roll in, I'm going to start a company. What shall I call it? And so I rapidly thought of pinnacle and promontory. Those were two pretty important words. And it occurred to me that might have been done before. So I went back to saying, well, okay, what's this going to be about? What are we going to do for people that's special? And in all my experience in helping people with communication, almost everybody walked in the door saying, I don't like how I appear. And nothing will make you more self-aware or self-conscious or more self-critical than getting up in front of a group of people. And so everything comes to mind. You know, people say, well, gosh, I don't like the way my hands come off. I don't like the way my voice comes off. I hate making eye contact when I'm in front of the group. And they have a variety of complaints and concerns and considerations. And so you spend a lot of time helping people relax about appearing to be themselves, to find comfort in creating their own personal appearance. And we had a friend who was an art director who came for teaching one day, and he was taller than anybody in the room. He was wider than anybody in the room, and he was trying desperately to fit into a three-piece suit, and it was not working. So we sent him home. And when he came back, he had on a flannel shirt and a pair of jeans and a big t-shirt. And when he walked into the room, he looked like himself, he felt like himself, he sounded like himself. And we said, that is the guy we want to see in front of the client. And it occurred to me right there that we had done something pretty special because we had helped him find and establish and get really, really comfortable with his own personal signature. And that was a big contribution. And what was interesting is he came back to me a couple of weeks later and he said, okay, I feel good when I stand up now. I'm not embarrassed anymore. He said, the thing is, I spent so much time worrying about how I looked and how I sounded, I still haven't figured out what I'm going to say. So it's interesting that appearance is a big part of people's concerns. But content has to come into the equation at some point. And so we started thinking about the issue of content and how you prepare and how you compose and how you make sure that your work is intelligent. There has to be a process. And we began to really focus on the process side of the equation to come up with a three-step discipline that people could use to build their material, make sure that it was intelligent, that it was smart, that it was well-reasoned. And then the beginnings of an idea occurred to me because we had process. And I realized as we'd been thinking about all of this signature stuff, that there was a component to that which was all about creating the right package for the message. And I began to feel as if we had started to unearth what was unique about our approach to things, because I realized that you can have a beautiful package, you can have a wonderful, smooth, intelligent, intellectual process, logical in the extreme, smooth, but you're still missing something really, really important about an elegant, smart, meaningful presentation, and that is there has to be a principled backdrop for it. There has to be a noble purpose behind what you're doing. And so almost no one had been thinking about that. And so when I sat down to coach people, certainly we looked at how it appeared. And certainly we looked and focused on how it came across and how the thinking was right. But Then we'd say to people, why are you in the room? What do you hope to accomplish? Is this a noble thing you're working for, or are you just trying to get paid? And when people began to refine their principle and put it together with a powerful process and package it in a way that was elegant and smooth, then they were wildly successful. And that's when it dawned on me. Fusion was the word that said it.